In this video, we'll explore Chapter 2, How Your Habits Shape Your Identity and Vice Versa, by James Clear. This is part of the Fundamentals section of Atomic Habits, where James Clear explains how your identity shapes your habits and how small shifts in self-image can lead to lasting change. Let's dive in. It's easy to repeat bad habits and hard to build good ones. Even when we try, we often give up after a few days. Habits like exercising or meditating feel easy at first but become difficult to keep going. But once a habit becomes part of your life, it feels hard to stop, even the bad ones. Eating junk food, watching too much TV, or procrastinating can feel impossible to quit. Changing habits is hard because we focus on the wrong thing and use the wrong method. This chapter explains why focusing on identity matters more than just setting goals. There are 3 levels of change. 1. Outcomes, what you want to achieve, example, lose weight. 2. Processes, how you do it, example, go to the gym. 3. Identity, who you believe you are, example, I'm a healthy person. Most people start with outcome-based habits. They focus on results. But identity-based habits, focusing on who you want to become, are more powerful. Imagine 2 people offered a cigarette. One says, I'm trying to quit. The other says, I'm not a smoker. That small shift in identity makes a big difference. Most people don't think about changing their identity when they set goals. They think, I want to be fit, so I'll follow this diet. But if they still see themselves as lazy, the habit won't last. Behind every system of behavior is a belief. Just like democracy believes in freedom and fairness, your beliefs shape your actions. If your identity doesn't match your new habit, you'll struggle. Want more money? If you act like a spender, not a saver, you'll stay broke. Brian Clark chewed his nails for years. He stopped once he got a manicure and started feeling proud of his hands. That changed his identity. The best motivation comes when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's not about wanting something, it's about being someone. Pride in your identity keeps you motivated. If you're proud of your hair, you'll take care of it. If you're proud of your muscles, you'll train regularly. True change happens when your identity changes. You might start a habit with motivation, but you only stick with it if it becomes part of who you are. The goal isn't to read a book, it's to become a reader. The goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. Your actions reflect your identity, whether you realize it or not. People who identify as voters are more likely to vote than those who just want to vote. When your identity and habits align, action becomes easy. You're no longer trying to change, you're simply acting like the person you already believe you are. But identity can also hold you back. Saying, I'm bad at math, or I'm always late, traps you in old patterns. Once you've repeated a story about yourself long enough, it feels like a fact. You avoid actions that don't match your self-image. The deeper a belief is tied to your identity, the harder it is to change. Culture, group identity, and personal identity can all block growth. Progress requires unlearning old identities and building better ones. To become your best self, you must edit your beliefs constantly. Your identity comes from your habits. Every time you make your bed, write, or work out, you reinforce that identity. The more you repeat a behavior, the stronger the identity becomes. Identity literally means repeated beingness. You believe things about yourself based on evidence. Going to church proves you're religious. Studying proves you're smart. James didn't consider himself a writer until he published articles regularly. Over time, the evidence built his identity. Habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. Each action is a vote for the person you're becoming. No single action transforms you, but as votes add up, your identity shifts. Small habits lead to meaningful change. Every time you write, you're a writer. Every time you run, you're a runner. Every habit teaches you to trust yourself. Bad habits also cast votes. But you don't need perfection, just a majority of good choices. To change your identity, decide who you want to be and prove it with small wins. Ask, who is the type of person who could reach my goal? Shift from outcome-based to identity-based thinking. One of James' friends lost 100 pounds by asking, what would a healthy person do? She became one by acting like it. Identity and habits form a feedback loop. Your habits shape your identity, which then shapes your future habits. Final summary, from Chapter 2. Habits and identity influence each other. True change happens when you shift your identity. Every habit is a vote for the person you wish to become. Focus on who you want to be, not just what you want to achieve. In the next video, we'll explore Chapter 3, How to Build Better Habits in 4 Simple Steps. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.